Forever Dog.
Hey listeners, this is Michelle Collins from Midnight Snack, and I have some very exciting news. Forever Dog just launched a low-cost premium subscription service called Forever Dog Plus, where you can listen to ad-free versions of your favorite Forever Dog podcasts, including, you got it, Midnight Snack. That's right, friends, it's just you and me and all your other favorite Forever Dog pods alone at last, but only on Forever Dog Plus. Forever Dog Plus is simple and so easy to use. You just have to go to foreverdogpodcasts.com/plus. Sign up. You're going to get a link. It opens in your preferred podcast app, and before you know it, you're going to have access to over 3,000 hours of ad-free listening and counting. That's a whole lot of podcasts. I would even say too much, but some may say not even enough. And then each week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the newest episodes of Midnight Snack will automatically show up in your app, ad-free and ready to play. That is it. You can also listen on a web browser, a tablet, a smart TV, however you like to listen to podcasts. Forever Dog Plus has you covered. Forever Dog Plus is not only convenient, it's affordable. Guys, it's only $4.99 monthly or $39.95 yearly. That's $4.99 a month or $39.95 for an entire year to listen to the Forever Dog podcast you love, nonstop and ad-free. And that is not all, because listener, you know I'm going to sweeten it for you. If you sign up before October 19th, you'll qualify for a special founding members discount of 10% off for as long as you remain a member. That's a 10% lifetime discount if you sign up before October 19th. So let's say you sign up for Forever Dog Plus and you're listening for a few weeks, you're loving the ad-free, but you're like, hey, Forever Dog, like, what else do you got in this thing? Don't worry, because there are going to be member benefits on the way, including advanced access to episodes, members-only content, merch discounts. It's really the perfect place for anybody who loves podcasts. So go right now to foreverdogpodcasts.com/plus, or just follow the link in the show notes and sign up today to lock in that founding members discount and start listening to all of your Forever Dog faves nonstop and ad-free. Enjoy. This episode of Midnight Snack is brought to you by Aventon Bikes and E-Bikes. Stay tuned to find out how you can win a brand new commuter e-bike. Now enjoy this episode. How could you not?
Forever Dog.
Hi, everybody. It's Michelle Collins. It's Midnight Snack. Hello, good morning, good evening. Ideally, good evening, good night, because we're a late night podcast. I'm sure you know that every week when you're listening, you're like, yeah, that's a late night podcast. That podcast is different from all the other ones because it's a late night one. It's just, you can tell the second you start listening, you go, this is for late night. This is not a daytime. I want the sun to be set. I want to kick back, put my feet up and listen to Mish just talk at night. Anyway, it's Midnight Snack. Hi, I'm wearing a very controversial outfit today. I'm going to talk about it with my just my friend Dan Acton, who's here with us. We have a great show today. A friend of mine who I actually met on my Sirius show, who I love, and I'm inspired by her. She's gorgeous. Hunter McGrady. She's been a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, which is just incredible. And she's arguably like the most confident person and beautiful, like, should be confident and is, so everybody wins kind of thing. But in the meantime, I'm wearing a dress. Just before we start, hi, Dan.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm fine.
You're looking great.
I'm wearing a dress that I bought, I would say 4 months ago. And I thought, man, when I start going out again, I'm going to wear this out one night and people aren't going to know what to do. It has thumb holes. And I realized that it's straight up a Leia McSweeney dress. If you watch Roni.
Oh.
Do you watch Real Houses of New York?
Yes, yeah.
This is something Leah, I feel like she owns it, or maybe even wore it on the show. It's a neon pink leopard print sheer tight mesh dress. It ombres into orange. I'm not wearing a slip, so my bra is out. You can see on my Instagram if you want to see what I look like in my bra. Today's the day. You can go to my Insta and maybe see a picture of us. But I don't know. I just thought I was scrambling to get ready for this thing, meaning our recording. And I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to wear it. And I did.
You look great. I like it.
It's classic.
It does
Dan
like
response.
fade right. Yeah, it does fade right into
Dan, you really
orange towards the.
Dan, by the way, we love having Dan here because I'm like, what do you think, Dan? Yep, looks great. We love it. I'm like, perfect. Anyway, so listen, first of all, big news to announce. I just literally moments ago, one of the reasons I was a little bit late is I just bought my first piece of original art.
Yes.
I did. And you know which one it is.
I love this. Yeah. It's
Now
really
I
cool.
almost want to hold the story, Dan, because I actually don't even think I told you what happened to me Saturday, which is I'm warning you in advance. It's a shocking story. You're not going to, you don't know where it's headed. You don't know what I'm about to tell you. But once again, this being a late night podcast, everything's on the line. No rules. No rules here at Midnight Snack, unlike every other podcast, full of rules. I went on Saturday with my friend Allison I wanted to do a day trip. I still have this car that's literally, when I turn it back into budget, I'm going to have a hunchback shaped like a Chevy Equinox. Like, it's just, I leave my apartment and I'm like, I can't breathe with this Equinox on my back. I've gotten so many parking tickets. It has a Texas license plate. People are keying it. It has all kinds of dents that I didn't put in it. I'm just like, I already know that budget is going to come back with a bill. Faux show. Anyway, so long story short, I opened it up to Twitter, Dan. I said, where can I go on a day trip? Because I'd been going to Connecticut and upstate. I was getting a little bit bored of those locales. And my coworker at Sirius, Sierra, said, oh, you should go to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Which, have you been there?
Yeah. No, but I've actually read about it. It's really pretty.
It's pretty. The twist of the story, we didn't go there, but she opened up the idea of going to Pennsylvania. And the few times that I've been to Pennsylvania, I've always found it to be very charming, sort of off the beaten path. Like, it's not like a go-to spot for New York City people.
Right.
Which is what I want.
Go there and unwind and have experience normal life.
Yeah, like if I wasn't doing keto, which also isn't even working, I'd have a cider donut. I did not, but you know what I'm saying? I would kick back. So anyway, we're driving there. Picked her up at around 10. It was a gorgeous day Saturday. I mean, just like storybook weather. And we start the drive, and I was noting how I've just seen so much roadkill lately, so much. And you know how much I love raccoons and possums? Why are you laughing? No, you know I'm an animal lover.
That's horrible. Yeah.
It's awful. But I just feel like in the past few weeks, maybe just because I'm leaving the city, maybe it's always been this bad, but I feel like I see cute, chubby raccoons literally once an hour. I know, such sweetie pies on the side of the highway. And I'm like, ugh, that raccoon was probably funny. It probably had such a good personality and got hit by a car. I get upset. So we saw a lot, driving, really, we're passing a lot of animals. And I said to Allison, I'm really grateful that I've never hit an animal in my life. Thank God for that. And God forbid, a deer or something where you can literally fucking die if you hit that.
Right.
But I said, I'm really grateful. One time in Miami, I ran over a land crab. I don't know if you know.
They're crab?
They're crabs on the land.
Wow. Okay.
And it was right near where I grew up. And I just ran it right over. And nothing happened to the tires, but apparently it can really fuck your tire up, as you can imagine.
Really? How big was it?
A crab. It was like a crab, on the beach, but on land. No, it was like a normal crab, like a survivor crab, B-roll footage. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
I don't like that because you can see it's gesturing or something. You can see its little personality before you hit. It's kind of sad.
I find all animals to be very funny. And I agree with you that crabs are, you can teach a crab to smoke. They're very funny. I've seen that in India. I don't know.
I've seen them write. They do math problems.
Amazing prose. You meet a crab, they'll put a poem together in 3 minutes. You'll sob. It's so beautiful. They have so much pain. But long story short, I was noting to Allison, wow, it's incredible that I've never, God, thank God, I've never hit an animal.
Right.
So not 3 minutes after I say this, you know it's coming.
No.
Did I tell you this at all? I didn't tell you this. Oh, this is great. I think I purposefully saved it. Not 3 minutes after I say it. And I'm looking, because there are a lot of cute little signs, a lot of kind of old Americana things we were looking at. I see this black thing hit the windshield like a ball, and it bounces. It's flack. It sounds like someone took a huge rubber ball and just slammed it against the windshield. And I look at Allison and I go, was that a bird? Because we weren't even going that fast. We were maybe going 35, 40. And I was like, was that a bird? And she goes, yes. Now she starts crying, laughing. Okay. Sobbing with laughter. I'm shaking. I'm very upset. I love birds.
Yeah, that's scary.
I like pigeons. I'm a weirdo.
Too.
Yeah, I'm a real animal person. You know that. Very scary. Yeah. Anyway, we get over it. Allison literally, I don't know, she found it very funny. She was crying, laughing. I think because I was so upset by it, it just made her laugh. Fine. I had to go to Target in a very cute neighborhood called Boundbrook. I got contact lens cases in Starbucks. Nothing worse than when you put Starbucks in that map and they take you to Target. There's no worse feeling on the planet
I hate that. I hate that when the Google Maps shows you that, okay, you need to go into this block somehow. And it's like, there's a Starbucks somewhere in here.
It's fucked up. When I want to go to Starbucks,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Target. Like, I want to go into a green door with like, because it's different Starbucks.
Right.
It's like when you go in a Hilton, they're not the same owner like the Starbucks owner. You know what I mean? It's like a different thing. Anyway, as a quick side note, so we ended up going to a place called Peddler's Village, which, have you ever been there? It's very cute.
No. Peddler's Village?
Peddler's Village. It's like a little, almost felt like Disney a little bit. Like it had, there were like cute scarecrows and it had sort of there were a million people there. I mean, if I come down with it, I'll be honest, I turned to Allie at one point and I was like, this doesn't feel good. Like I'm not relaxed. I feel stressed. Of course, we had our masks on. I always do, but there were a couple people. They all have freedom T-shirts and they just choose not to wear the mask. And I hope I hope that Corona can read. I hope if they see a shirt that says freedom, I hope it knows, because it seems to be doing okay right now in that sense. But make a long story short, so we left there and then we went to New Hope, Pennsylvania, which is adorable. We had a very cute dinner on the river there. The art comes in where we passed this gallery. I forget the name of it. Just some gallery. And they had a painting. Dan, you saw it. They had a painting in
amazing.
It's really good. Beautifully framed, by the way. And frames cost, because they just had some stuff framed. It's expensive. Mm-hmm. It's like a dog. It's literally one of the funniest things. I actually love it. Like it feel like it's like me in a painting. I can't explain it.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
I really like it.
It's like a painting within a painting. So there's a painting in it of like horses, like a very beautiful painting. I'll admit, I don't love the color red, but it works in this case. It's like a red wall with like gold swirls around it. And then some kind of hound, I don't even know, a brown and white hound, looking out at you, the viewer of the horse painting, with just the most blasé, like over it expression. It has to be how she captured the dog's face of just like, really? Literally the dog is going, really? And I took a picture of it and I posted it on Instagram, and I was afraid to ask the price because I've never bought, other than like this other dog painting I have here, which costs like $100. I've never bought like a painting before. So I was afraid for them to be like 7,000 and be like, thanks, going, and like run out.
Yeah, right.
I emailed the gallery. I won't say how much I paid. It wasn't dirt cheap, but Dan, you know how much I paid. I think I did very well. And
I think it's a really good deal. When you see something that speaks to you that much, like you said, it's very you. Like it's really good. It's like the most me. I actually emailed with the artist because I figured out who made it. And she was like, I'm not doing portraits anymore. I'm like, okay, what is this? Wait, it's the guy who who's the famous recluse author, J.D. Salinger. I'm like, listen. Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm like, all right, relax. Like, it's okay. She like wasn't nice, and she has my mom's name. Anyway, so listen. So I just got an email from the gallery saying he's yours. So if you want to come with me this weekend, we can do a day trip back there. It's a very cute little town.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So listen, I'm not done with the story. This is where you're gonna shit. So fine, we have lunch, actually dinner there, whatever. Very cute. We had a wonderful day, really a lot of fun. We are driving back to the city. It's an easy drive. It's like an hour and a half with no traffic. Get to my street. I find parking like on my street, which just does not happen. I was thinking this is just turning into just one of the best days. I'm really having a wonderful day. Yeah. Park the car, do a perfect parallel parking job. Like, when you have an inch on either side, I mean, there was no room and I got that car in there. I really was feeling like something special is happening with me right now.
Right.
I lock the door, I walk out, and I see sticking out of the grill of the car a tuft of feathers. I go, Allie, what's that? Allie, look. So Allie is very brave. She's a Scorpio. She's half my height and weight, but she's like mentally much bigger than I am, much stronger. She goes, it's the whole bird.
No.
The entire bird was in the grill of the car.
What?
So this is the whole bird with his feet sticking out, head, body, feet in the grill of my Chevy Equinox.
Like one of those like dolls or stuffed animals like truckers have. They'll have like a big bird.
It was like a hood ornament.
Yeah.
Now here's my question to you.
How did it get there?
That's the thing. That's what I'd like to ask the physicists, because now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if I actually hit kill two birds with one Equinox, two birds with one Chevy. Because how physically, this is what I'd like to know. And listener, reach out to me, DM me. I failed physics famously in high school. True story. How could I, listen to this, have hit the bird speeding, like going 40?
Right.
Wouldn't the bird have gone behind me? On what planet? I guess it could have bounced down and then hit the front?
That seems really unlikely.
It seems weird it just seems like this was like a direct impact. Like the thing was in it.
Yeah.
I think I killed two birds.
Terrible.
I'm not kidding you. It's
awful. Yeah.
So I'm now like losing my mind. Obviously, I'm very upset. And Allie, I'm like, Allie, what? I can't come back to this car. Like if this bird is going to be living here. So she goes, get me drunk enough. Let's drink and I'll do it.
What?
And I was thinking,
with what?
I'm getting there. I was thinking, It's a good story, right? I was like, I know. I was like, because in my mind, there's on the Upper West Side, there's a very famous bird hospital. So when we were drinking, I thought maybe tomorrow I can drive it to the bird hospital. Allie was like, it's dead. I go, I know, but he is still yanking. I was like, I know it's dead, but they're used to dealing with bird germs and shit. Like, I don't want to touch it. Like, I feel like
maybe they could photograph it to show the other birds as a warning.
Or like have you seen this bird? And then they're like, we have an autopsy photo. Little bird milk cartons. But wait, so we got some drinks. She had 2 beers. I had 2 tequilas. I wasn't driving anymore. And then we kept saying we need a stick. Like we need something to shove in a fulcrum. I don't even know the words, whatever, to get it out. Right. So we ended up going to Duane Reade. We went down to the cleaning section and I thought, okay, what can actually get this bird out of the grill? So I bought barbecue tongs and Allie's understandably, I almost wish we were talking to her so she could give her part of the story. But she was like, cause she's little, she goes, this isn't going to be long enough. I'm going to be too close to it. You know what I mean? She wanted a 6-foot stick to poke it out. And I said, look, this, you can grab it. So we'll do it. So we grabbed, this is like a horror movie, honestly. So we went, I bought the tongs out. I bought the tongs, obviously $8. I think that's a good important part of the story. We go back to the car. And of course I bought her drinks. I paid for her Uber home. I was being please. Yes. And I drove all day. You know what I mean? It was, let's call it payment. So I filmed it, obviously. And listener, I will be posting this on my Instagram. It's actually, Dan, I'm going to send it to you. I think it's a very funny video. You never get really a close up of, you see it clearly.
Yeah.
But at first she was kind of trying to poke it out with the thing clipped, but you needed to grab it because it was wedged. There's no way to with those short things to do it. So at one point I just said to her, look, cause she's a big cook. I go, you cook chicken, right? I go, you make chicken? Cause I don't make chicken. I can't even, I'll eat chicken. I'm on keto, but I can't touch raw meat. It really grosses me out. I get very, I don't like it, which I realize makes me a hypocrite, and you can save your emails. I get it.
Yeah,
it's fine. But I said, you cook chicken, right? And she goes, yeah. I go, grab the shit and fling it like a piece of chicken. That's all it is. It's chicken. Really.
Yeah. Right.
And within seconds, she clipped it, pulled it. It landed on the bumper of the car in front of us, an old Volvo.
Whoa.
That is because I did film that part. That's where you really, by the way, at one point, 2 crackheads walked by and were 100% frightened of us. There's just no question. They were like, what is going on here? They were full shore high.
They're these guys are on the wrong track in life.
Anyway, make a long story short. So then with the tongs, she knocked it off and knocked it onto the car. And that was it. Yeah. And then yesterday I visited it because I haven't moved the car. It's still there. And I'm just it's small. It's a little cute little black bird. It's small, but it's so sad, little guy. Anyway, so that was my story. Yeah. It went with us to Target. It came with us to New Hope, Pennsylvania. It was a part of the painting process. It's just a whole thing. But that was my bird story.
It went out in a blaze of glory. It got a little tour.
I think
how
so
many
too.
birds get talked about, after their death on a podcast,
Wait, I agree with you that I'm giving it a little, I thought that. I said, you know what? It's getting a little moment in the spotlight. So reach out to me on Instagram if you want to let me know what you think, whether the bird, it's the same bird. This is like JFK's assassination theory. Was it the same bird that hit the windshield that landed in the grill, or was it in fact a second bird that my car, because can I say something else? I looked at the grill yesterday, obviously in the light, and there's stuff in it. There's stuff in it. So on that note, I don't want to say what, but there's just stuff in it. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to put some gloss on. We are going to be back momentarily. I'm so excited for my guest today. Hunter, she's just amazing. She's inspirational. Let's talk to her now. One size fits all may work for your accessories, but when it comes to your hair, we all need something a little different to help us get that look we want. So what if your hair care was as unique as you are? Function of Beauty is hair care that is formulated specifically for you. And it doesn't matter your hair type. They create shampoo, conditioner, and treatments to fit your unique needs. How unique? Well, listen, Function of Beauty has over, 54 trillion possible ingredient combinations to make sure your formula is the right one for you. Here's how it works. First, you got to take a quick quiz. They can get to know you a little bit and, more importantly, know your hair. Then their team determines the right blend of ingredients and bottles your custom formula to order. After that, they deliver your personalized formula right to your door in a very cute customized bottle. If I do say so myself, I really think mine's sweet. It has your favorite color and fragrance, and they even print your name on it. And when it comes to my own formula, well, the shampoo and conditioner leaves my hair super silky, and honestly, the smell, I know I said that negatively, but I meant it positively. It really smells delicious. It's like you're going to be jealous of your own hair somehow. I really love it. And their formulas are vegan and cruelty-free. Plus, they never use sulfates, parabens, or any other harmful ingredients. Function of Beauty is not just the first ever custom hair care brand. It's the internet's top-rated customized hair care brand with over 40,000 real 5-star reviews and counting. So what are you waiting for? Just go to functionofbeauty.com/snack to take your 4-part hair profile quiz, and you can save 20% on your very first order. Go to functionofbeauty.com/snack for 20% off and let them know you heard about it from our show. That's functionofbeauty.com/snack. Hey, Midnight Snackers. Like I said before today's episode, we're giving away an e-bike from Aventon, and I honestly couldn't be more excited. I'm such a fan of their bikes. I ride this thing whenever I can. This is totally gets taken out of context. That's what I'm hoping for. It's my number one summer activity. I think I'm going to ride it more now in the fall because I can wear a helmet and not sweat. It's just the perfect time. It's great for all seasons. So originally, I thought because it was electric, I wouldn't get much exercise from it, which was one of the reasons I was so excited. But that's not true at all. With Aventon's e-bikes, you can actually choose the level of assistance you want when pedaling. So if you have the battery off, it's a regular old bike. But let's say you're getting tired or there's something uphill, you want to impress somebody, you literally press a button, pedal one time, and it's like you're just floating. You can ride it like a traditional bike without any help, and you can increase the assistance in increments all the way up to the point where you don't even pedal at all. It's perfect for commuting, for cruising, or for exercising. Whatever you want to do, you can do it on your Aventon bike. You can go up hills, go down hills. Bikes are just incredible. And now you can actually win one because you're a fan of me. I'm so thrilled. All you have to do is go to aventon.com/midnightsnack to enter your chance at winning a brand new e-bike. You've got until November 30th to enter the giveaway. Once again, that's aventon.com/midnightsnack. So go win yourself a bike.
Hey, Forever Dog listeners, it's Jonathan Braylock,
Draw Milligan,
and James III
from Black Men Can't Jump in Hollywood. This year, we have seen what staying silent can do. And right now, you have an unprecedented opportunity to speak up, cast your vote, and be heard.
It's never too early to register to vote, but it might be too late before you know it.
We want to help make it easy for you to register and have a plan for November 3rd or before if early voting is an option in your state so that your country can finally reflect your values.
Yes, go to foreverdogpodcast.com/vote to register. Check on your registration often. You should do it like every day to make sure and learn how to fill out your ballot.
I don't know about every day, but listen.
Every day.
All right, still register.
Good. Am I good? All right.
Gotta make sure people care.
All right, each state is different, so make sure you're following local rules and regulations. And remember, your voice, your vote. That's foreverdogpodcast.com/vote.
Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Yeah, but y'all better vote.
All right, go vote.
I don't even want to waste another second of tech problems, earbuds. I want to welcome my guest who, let me just say, I know this is an audio podcast. What a waste for your eyes, because we both look gorgeous right now. What a waste.
Jaw-dropping.
You
Both of us?
Yes.
Jaw-dropping. You are giving me Leah, New York City Housewives realness, and if you don't post at least a photo in this, then I simply can't. I can't go on.
I actually kept the dress because of Leah McSweeney. I'm not kidding. I was like, this is a Leah with the holes in the thumb, the whole thing.
It's so cool. It's so good on you.
It's genuinely
Oh my
hideous.
God.
It's actually hideous, but I like it, and I love mesh. Why do I like mesh? It's like sexy. It feels good.
It's cool. Like you have like a cool boyfriend who's like from the Bronx, and he's like, yeah, no, like I love this.
That's, by the way, that's been really my energy lately. It's funny you say that. I've been very into Fashion Nova. We're going to talk all about it.
Yeah.
But let me introduce my guest, because we actually met at Sirius. She was a guest on my show, and I do a lot of interviews, but rarely am I done in being like, I really want to be friends with her. Like, she's so funny and smart and gorgeous and everything you would want in a person. She's a supermodel, 2020 Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. You've been in the magazine 4 times, which is insane. More than 4 or just 4?
4 times, yes.
Enough.
Just a little something.
It's enough. You can follow her on Instagram and Twitter at Hunter McGrady. Obviously, that is her name, Hunter McGrady. And I know you have a clothing line out too. I want to hear everything about it.
I do. I have a clothing line out now called All Worthy. It's with QVC. We launched in April, so like the month after we all got the stay-at-home order, which was fun.
So fun.
But it's been going great. Like, listen, I think QVC has such an incredible built-in fan base and customer. And then kind of like bringing my following into that. We're size inclusive. So we started in extra, extra small and go to a 5X. And then we also have, petite, regular, and tall lengths. Cause I'm 6 feet tall. So I can never find anything that is like my length. So I was like, I need to make jeans that truly I thrive in.
And that's how we bonded, I remember, because we talked about companies that have long lengths, because, I have to say, I do find lately companies are making jeans and dresses longer than they used to. Am I crazy to say that?
No, you're not. And I think they've heard our cries, because for the longest time, everything was a capri on me. And everything is like a T-length on me. So it's been nice to like sometimes I'll find like that one-off from Free People that's like nice and roomy and long. And it's such a gem. Like, I'm so happy that people are paying attention.
Free People is a very funny brand, because it truly is duvet covers with neck holes and like embroidery. And I want it. I need it.
I want it all.
I'm a twin extra long in Free People. I don't know your size, but I just adore everything I put on my body from them. It's fabulous. It's like a Macy's moment, Free People. I feel like I go into Macy's, I find it, I feel good.
Yes.
But the length thing kills me. And, I know that I talk because I'm 6'1" and I'm not a size, 6, because I do think there are some very high-end designers who will also cut quite long for their like model customers. Me not being that size, like that sample size. But I don't know. I want to thank you in a way, and not just you, but all of these. I hesitate to use the term body positivity, because I know that it's such a loaded hashtag right now, and there are now fights over this hashtag. And I kind of want to get into that in a second, but I really do credit Instagram and the plus size movement with actually giving me more self-confidence. And I'm not just saying that because you're on the show. I was thinking about it because I feel good lately, and I'm like, I think that just seeing women who, honestly, some who are bigger than me, frankly, and who are my height with my shape, it's comforting. You don't feel so alone in a world where like you're a different size. So how has it been for you to be like one of the leaders of this movement, basically?
First of all, I couldn't agree more. Listen, the truth of the matter is that social media is king. We are on it all day long. Like, the moment my eyeballs like part, I am on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, I think it's important that we follow people who do make us feel good. And there are those people out there. And in 2015, I remember posting like my very first kind of like scandalous photo. I was in a bra and underwear, and I was so nervous to post it, because I was like, oh my God, I have never seen a girl my size posting this. And I was like a small size 12.
Wow.
And I'm an 18 now. But then the response that I got was so incredible that I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to do more of this. now so many years later, it's kind of evolved. And now it's like, okay, let's talk about butt pimples and like discharge and like shit like that. Like, you know, I think it's important to talk about these things so women don't feel so alone. Like we already have so much stacked against us. So, you know, you really want to make sure that the very least is that your social media followers or following is authentic.
You just spoiled the name of our future podcast, Butt Pimples and Discharge, which is going to be on Spotify, Apple.
2021.
We just sold that to Netflix.
There's a screenplay already happening. Yes.
Stanley Tucci is already signed on to Butt Pimples and Discharge, which I just can't wait. Wait, what is it about butt pimples why more so even than discharge? Because listen, I can talk about both of these things.
Yes.
Butt pimples are something that I have like nice face skin. I get pimples here and there. Why? But I have, as you know, I call myself SpongeBob SquareAss. I have a big old ass. I've gotten used to it. It's my ass for life. I have to love it eventually. But
it's gorge.
I'll kill you for it. But those butt pimples, because you post about it on Instagram, how do you get rid of that shit? Literally.
It's
horrible.
So I don't know, because like I've had dermatologists be like, just a little like benzoyl peroxide, like a little wash. And I'm like, no. First, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Second, like I go through like the bottle in a week. I'm like, a little bit, like on my size 18 ass, like it just doesn't work. So you kind of just have to live in and you know, just live in that. I have a girlfriend of mine, Katie Serino, who has a brand called Mega Babe, and she has a butt mask, and I will say that does help a lot.
Yeah, but how do you wear it? You have to like lay on your stomach and have someone apply it?
You kind of have to sit there and let it dry out. It's like a charcoal, basically. But I think that we all just have to come to the conclusion that we all have butt pimples and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. What a great heart. I mean, really, it's so, and the worst is like, I didn't know there were parts of my body that like explorers have never found. There are parts of my body that I don't believe human eyes have seen. And I've been around the block. Like, because I'll find pimples in places that I'm going, how did it even know to
between
come
the legs
here? Yes.
Well, like here's my favorite is when you get like a boil on like the crease between like your vag and your thigh.
Yes.
That crease, you get a boil there and you're done for. I mean, you're literally done
It's
for.
there forever. It doesn't ever want to go. You have it for life.
It never goes.
No.
It turns purple. It turns black at some points. It's there. It gets darker in the sun, even though it doesn't see the sun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a part of your personality.
I'm telling you, there's something to this where like we can make this a brand. I'm not joking. To do crevice cream, like there's something to inventing a cream for, because I've read actually the turmeric. I've looked into also like, you know, in the inner thigh also, it's a little bit darker, the skin, you know? So I thought, how can I like bleach this? Like, what do I, you know, maybe go get the anus bleached and have them smear it all over, you know?
A little in the front, yeah.
Yeah, just like for like 10 extra bucks, can you also like smear there? And I tried this turmeric thing. This was like 2-3 years ago. It was like this brown sludge that's supposed to bleach that part of the skin. It had to be the messiest. I mean, it was just, I thought this isn't worth it. It's not worth it. And it didn't work on top of it. So.
Right. So there you go. So don't do turmeric.
Yeah.
Turmeric I find is one of those things that everyone's like, just like do a little bit of turmeric. Like put a little turmeric in your put a little bit of turmeric in your smoothie. And I'm like, this is the most disgusting thing. Like, do
so
not
bad.
tell me what to do.
I feel very open and close to you now because we've talked about our vag pimples. I will say though that I have, as you know, maybe you don't, gotten lasered, and that has greatly decreased any sort of, so I'll get here and there, but it used to be a lot worse. And now it's like with the full moon, something will show itself maybe.
Yes. If you didn't charge your crystals right.
Exactly. My medicine, you mean my medicine.
Yes. I love laser. Laser's the best. It's helped me a lot too.
It's wonderful. I want to go back to something with you. And before I ask this, let me ask you, because as a comic, you know, people always want to talk about like being a woman in comedy. And after a while you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like it's such a it's just such a stale question. So I feel like by asking you this, I'm kind of falling into that trap. You know what I mean? About asking about, but it's like your career and it's what you stand for and everything else. But I mentioned earlier about this body positivity hashtag. And you know, it's like we're in the year where everyone's getting canceled or Corona or all these different things. But there was kind of an uproar, and I wonder if you know anything about this. I'm sure you do, where thinner women were using this body positivity hashtag. And maybe if you know a lot, you can kind of explain to our listeners like what exactly happened. But the plus size community, or what's the correct terminology for a curvier, what do you say, plus size?
Plus size, yeah, totally.
Okay, fair enough. They were getting upset because they felt like, look, you're infiltrating. This is our club. Your club is planet Earth. You can go into any store, buy whatever you want. Where do you fall on this? Because I think it's a very complicated issue. Like every woman feels bad about themselves at some point. So how do you kind of draw the line? I'm wondering your thoughts on this whole controversy.
So it is such it's such like a fine line, because I know, listen, I've been a size 2 and I've been a size 20 and every size in between. So, and I felt really bad about myself at a size 2. I felt really bad about myself at a size 20. So I get it. However, I think the issue becomes, or the issue that has kind of evolved from this is that the thinner woman is now using it to be applauded and to kind of like appease the audience. And I think a lot of brands are doing that too. They're being like, no, we're body positive. Like we used a size 6 model. And it's like, that's really not body positive. And the body positive movement is rooted in plus size women. You know, and I think that throughout this has like happened so quick in the past couple of years that people are now using it as, a means to kind of just get accolades. And the thing is that, you know, if you're a woman where you can be socially accepted, where like one of the things that kind of irks me right now is when I'm seeing a lot of women like sit down and like pull at their fat and be like, this is me just sitting, or like, this is me relaxed. But they're still like, if they're not just sitting and standing up or whatever, they're totally socially acceptable. Like no one would even look at you sideways, where it's like, I don't have that luxury to be like, oh, but standing, I can have a 6-pack, but look at me sitting. Like it doesn't. So I think that people are starting to kind of like muddy it. And it's like, it is important to stay rooted in what it is, you know? However, I do believe that a lot of people have their own insecurities. And I think maybe it's just finding a different, I don't know, terminology for it or something. Because I
think you came up with it. I think it's hashtag look at me sitting.
Look at me, hashtag look at me sitting. Yeah. And now every brand.
Exactly.
But have you seen those photos? And I'm like,
listen,
what?
I'm not going to name names because I avoid celebrity feuds. Let's start there. And that's actually not fully true, but I consider myself like a real one. Like I keep it real. Yeah. I don't bullshit. I don't take advantage of other people's plight or struggle. I couldn't because I have my own. I don't need to, you know what I mean? But there are people out there who are hashtag look at me sitters, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Who have somehow become spokespeople for a bigger movement. And I'm like, what? I mean, you have other things. It just seems, and I will not name names because I don't need it in my life. Do you know what I mean? I don't need it in my life,
totally.
But you know what I'm saying? And I'm totally blown over by this. Like, I guess you can't criticize someone for wanting to help people and inclusivity because that's obviously great. But when it's coming, like you said, don't look at me sideways. I have to in this case because it's like, are you using this to just promote yourself? It's sort of like that empty activism. So I totally get it. I find it, honestly, it hurts my brain if I think about it too much.
It really does. And me too, because also then you are kind of getting this notion across that like you sitting has been wrong. Whereas like if you look at facts, like, you know, it doesn't add up. You know what I mean? Like no one would ever look at someone who is thinner and be like, oh my God, her rolls, like, whereas someone like me, it's all they're pointing out. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's just a lot of brands have been doing that lately. Like they're like, oh, we've expanded our sizes. And then you go to their site and they're up to an extra large. And I'm like, what? Like I was an extra large when I was 114 pounds and in size 2, I was still an extra large. Like, you know, so people I think are doing a lot of it to appease their audience for sure.
There's literally no worse feeling. You just kind of brought up a triggering memory for me, like walking into a Zara, finding the lone extra large at Zara, which I think is a 14 if I'm not mistaken, and putting that on. And every now, like I can sort of in the blazers squeeze. I'm talking like Chris Farley, fat man in a little coat kind of style, but like squeeze into it. But the pants, the skirts, it's just not happening. And it's like to put an XXL on that size, which is obviously going to make even a size 14 girl, who I can tell you, and I'm a tall girl, but she's not a big girl. Like, I don't care. If you are fitting into Zara, you are fine. You can go into any store and buy clothing, period.
Yep.
But yet it's just this... It's like how, Mariah Carey cuts the sizes out of everything or has her people do it. I respect it because to me, I'm like, sometimes I don't want to know the size. I just want to know, does it fit? Do I look great in it? Do I feel good? Fine. So I totally agree. Very frustrating. That fucking Zara, Hunter, I can't.
Girl, listen, I had a photo shoot the other day. And bless her heart, she was like, I got you some pieces from Zara to shoot. Automatically, I had hives because I was like, well, so we're shooting naked then, and that's typically what I do, because when I show, if you look at my body of work, I'm pretty much naked because you can't really, like, no one can style me because they're just like, we can't find anything. But yeah, it was like, she had like a men's blazer, which like, thankfully I prayed beforehand and then it fit. So, it was just, it's so hard. Like, I don't have the luxury to like go, like, I live in New York City and I cannot go and shop at like Soho or Fifth Avenue. It doesn't exist for me.
I feel like as we're talking, I always have ideas when we talk because I think our struggles have been similar, other than the fact that you're like a highly paid, successful model. And I'm like going to order Chipotle on Postmates later.
I have the wrapper for my Rice Krispie treat right here. So
I love, by the way, one of my favorite treats actually is a Rice Krispie treat, but
same.
You really, a lot of triggering moments throughout this podcast. Didn't expect it. But when I do TV,
trigger warning.
I know, trigger warning for just you and me though, because I feel like it's like specific sort of to, the industry that we're in. And you're obviously in photo shoots. You do a lot of TV things too. I've done TV, clearly was on shows, and stylists. It's almost, I'm trying to liken it to something else. It's almost like when you get a hairstylist who can't do certain hair textures where you're just like, oh, I'm fucked. Like, I know it. Yeah. I would say almost every stylist I've ever worked with has struggled. And again, I'll say my size here. I'm like a 16. I'll say it. I've lost a little bit of weight recently. So I'm like and I'm happy with that. I'm on the top of the misses, 18 sometimes, real talk, in like pants or,
right.
And then depending on the brand, sometimes a 14 too. But so I'm okay. I'm not complaining. I can do fine. But not for stylists. They will go out and bring the smallest, like if you really want to feel like shit, have a stylist bring a whole rack of clothing in where everything is just tiny. And it kills you a little bit. Because it's like embarrassing. You think, well, listen, I don't have a problem shopping for myself. You do this for work. So why is it so difficult for you to actually find the companies? I had a whole thing. I'm not going to name names here, Hunter, but this is going to be cathartic for me. So I'm going to tell you.
I love it. Please
I was on a show, won't say the name of it, where the stylist she had great taste actually for the skinny girls, like really picked beautiful net-a-porter, like you name it, beautiful stuff. For me, every fucking day, it would be the Ralph by Ralph Lauren micro jersey. You know what I'm saying? And no shade. You get it. I used to call them, and I say this only because I'm 6'1" and it's the Caitlyn Jenner dress, because it was a elbow length sleeve, V-neck, like green, red, blue, came a little too short for me. So it was like a lot of legs sticking out, not my style, aged me. And it really affected my performance. It, I think, made me worse.
Yes. I could not agree more. And here's another thing I can't stand is when the stylist brings you like a size large, but they're like, but it's so stretchy. Look at this. And you're just like, again, like I can't, like, I'm looking at that and that is not going to fit over me. Like I'm a 40E, like, please.
Same. Hunties, bra twins. Oh my God. Okay, fine. Go on.
Life twins. Yeah, it's just, and then, or when you show up to set and they're like, you have 2 items on your rack, hope you love it. Again, back to my body of work, naked most of the time, because people will put me in something and then they'll be like, oh, it doesn't fit. We'll just do like accessories. And I'm like, okay, like this is such bullshit.
It actually makes me crazy that this happens to you, because you are literally in the world of fashion. It makes me honestly feel, I'm actually getting really angry. I'm thinking about it, and it's really upsetting me. Like, you do this for a living. I'm just there to be funny or whatever else. The fact that you've had those experiences to me is so inexcusable. And what I was going to say is we should start a stylist company where we hire stylists specifically for girls who are our size.
I love that. I love that so much. I will invest in it. I will be your partner in it 100%.
I think that that's a choice. And actually, I think as a result of something like that, an idea like that, we can then allow more women who look like us on television, because I think it's sort of a chicken and the egg situation where if they're not looking good or feeling good, the amount of money that I have spent from my checks that I get for the work that I do on clothing that the other girls don't have to spend would make you cry. It's horrible. It's really wrong. Hey, Midnight Snackers. I'm here to remind you that there's an online professional counseling service out there for you right now if you need it. Listen, everyone knows times are tough. You've heard me talk about how this pandemic has affected my own life on this very podcast. All everyone really wants is for this nightmare time to be over. But as we sort through the unknown, we're finding our own ways to work through this. And if you're looking for some additional help during this time, why not try BetterHelp? BetterHelp takes the time to assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist that you can start communicating with in just under 48 hours. You just log into your account to send a message to your counselor, and you can do this on your very own schedule. You can also schedule weekly video or phone sessions with your counselor to chat. And if you get matched with one that you just don't connect with, don't worry, because you can switch it and it's free and easy to do so. Plus, it's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. So visit betterhelp.com/Michelle. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp. They're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. So, hey, if you're a counselor, BetterHelp is looking for you. And of course, there's a special offer for my listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Michelle. Again, get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Michelle.
Hey everyone, we're Mike,
Scott, and Jason from Podcast The Ride. On our podcast, we discuss the world of theme parks and themed entertainment,
animatronic bears,
fake rock work, the logistics of theme park parking garages.
So please check out and subscribe to Podcast The Ride only on the Forever Dog Podcast Network.
New episodes every Friday.
I mean, events, like forget events. Like, it's so funny because every interview I do, they're like, you know, who's your favorite designer? I'm like, well, so like 4 designers do plus. I always wear Christian Siriano.
You know, I love Christian. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and that's it. Like we stop there kind of like that. So, and that sucks, you know, when it's not that I don't love wearing Christian. I have tons of his stuff and I'm his number 1 fan, but I'm like, why is it only one? Why is it only like 1 to 2 people who are doing this, and we're in the year 2020. We have like huge movie stars who are plus size, you know, and they all
go to Christian. They all go to Christian. Every single one. When because you know I'm very friendly with Christian. I was at his show. I wish you had been there. It was a lot of fun. He designs the dresses for, and it honestly overworks him. I mean, he's like one of the most successful, but when it comes to award season, he's like, what, 5 feet tall? This poor guy is like flying all over because he has so many gowns to make because everybody wants a plus sized gown for the thing. I just feel, and by the way, I feel like I know you have your QVC line, but, and I don't know, you know, you're a young girl, Hunter, you got a lot of time left, but it would be an interesting thing for you, I think, to also get into is more like a high end, like an 11 honoré, you know, kind of an energy.
Oh,
yeah.
I would love that. I would love to do like more of a high end. Like I love 11 honoré and I love what they're doing, and I would love to do something like that because I find a huge huge lack in that department. And that's, the biggest reason that I started Allworthy was that in it being size inclusive, because so many times I would look at my girlfriends who were like a size 4 and be like, oh my God, your outfit is everything. Where did you get that? And I would never be able to have that. I would never be able to go and shop for that. So I was like, I want my line to be, oh my God, where did you get that? And they would be like, oh, it's from, Allworthy. And by the way, it goes up to a 5X. So I got you, girl. Like, I want people to feel good about shopping and that we can all wear the same garments. By the way, like, plus sizes cost so much more. That's another thing about the line is that I was like, the plus sizes in my line don't cost any more than an extra, extra small. Like extra small and 5X cost the same across the board.
I was actually going to ask you about that because obviously this is going to make you laugh. Stupid question, not meant to be offensive. There's more fabric in the bigger sizes. So I always just assumed, did you get a fun text? What happened? Did Trump die? Your face. I got to check the news. I got her face. We're talking about this thing and you just lost blood. What happened? I saw I just saw your eyes dart to the left and like your entire mood changed. What happened? Read us the text.
I know, it's like all you have to do is like look on your phone these days and it's like Twitter, it's like within 2 seconds it's trending. No, I couldn't agree more. It's the sizes are large. I mean, it's a problem.
It is. And especially to get nice things, which is, by the way, funny, you're going to hate me, but that's why I've also leaned into Fashion Nova recently because the stuff is like, I mean, it's such like hoochie wear and I love it. This is not from there. Actually, this is AFRM. I don't know if you know this brand. They do like a lot of which I love their stuff.
That's nice. Yeah.
And they do, not to quote your favorite says, it does stretch a lot is what I will say. But but yeah, it's I really like this idea of having a specific styling company simply for plus size that can be hired by networks when you have someone coming in there to make them feel comfortable and to have them know we got you. You're not going to feel uncomfortable. I love it.
That would take so much stress away from me. And also if we could make it where they come with not just your size, but like 2 sizes bigger, 1 smaller, like just in case, because like different brands fit different, like how awesome would that be?
It's an unheard of, like, it feels like a Willy Wonka dream. Like I feel like I'm on like some sort of, hydrochloroquine, like fueled nightmare. Like I would be so exciting to feel.
I know.
We just want to feel human. I like how we're talking, like, by the way, Hunter is like legitimately so stunning that as I'm like looking at your hair, I want to know all your tricks. I like how we're talking like we're these two, like whatever. We're like both pumpkins. Great. I'm very confident. I feel good. It's not putting myself down. It's just facts.
You're gorge.
And that's it. Hunter, we have to wrap up this episode, but I want to talk to you about reality TV because forget our bra size. Forget that 40E.
Forget it.
Do you ever buy bras from Maison Legébi?
I'm sorry. What?
Okay,
no,
I'm going to tell you the best French bra company that I bought at Harrods when I was in London this winter, and I have been hoarding their 40Es. You don't want to know. It's going to change things for you.
Oh my God, I'm going right after this.
Okay, on that note, we're going to wrap up this episode, but guys, come back Thursday. Hunter and I are going to talk about Housewives. Has to be, because I know you're a big TV girl like me.
Huge.
And we're going to just talk about also... I feel like we have so much ground to cover. I know you're married. I want to talk about your beautiful house, which you have a closet that I'm dying for right now. I don't even know what's going on behind you. But you can go to QVC, look up Allworthy. Your stuff is so cute. It's gorgeous. And truly like every woman clothing, which I'm so grateful that you exist and that you made this line. If you just search for it on QVC, you can find it. I actually have questions about QVC. We'll save those for Thursday. And also follow her on Instagram and on Twitter at Hunter McGrady. Hunter, we'll see you Thursday.
Bye.
Earlier in the episode, you guys heard me raving about how much I love riding my electric bike that I got from Aventon. So just a reminder, these bikes are super fun. It can be a little intimidating at first, but I'm telling you that once you get the kick of it, you're going to be hooked. The kick of it? I invented it and I'm going with it. It'll be tough to ever go back to a traditional bike. And like I said, the folks over at Aventon now wanted to hook our listeners up with a brand new electric bike of your very own. They just unveiled this new model. It's called the Level Step Through Commuter e-bike. I want it. That's not even the one I have. And they're giving one away to one lucky listener. So if you want a chance to win, I suggest you head over to aventon.com/midnightsnack to enter. While you're there, check out their full line of e-bike models. I have the Pace 500, and let me just tell you, my legs swing over it. I feel like I'm getting on big horse. I love it. There's no way you're not going to have a blast riding one of these things around town. Just take it from me. Again, go to aventon.com/midnightsnack. You're going to enter before November 30th. That's a cool nearly 3 months. You have to enter this for a chance to win your very own Aventon electric bike. Good luck. I'm really rooting for you, specifically you. And thanks for listening.
Forever Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Midnight Snack with Michelle Collins is executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. Produced by Tracy Soren. Original theme music by Gabe Lopez. Cover art by Ben Wiseman. To listen to this podcast ad-free, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcasts.com/plus. Check out video clips of our podcasts on YouTube at youtube.com/foreverdogteam. And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Forever Dog Team to keep up with all the latest Forever Dog news. News.